What up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Rich. Name of the channel is Rich the Return Rider. For all you folks that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all you folks that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all that subscribe to the channel, guys, appreciate the support. For you folks that haven't yet subscribed, guys, it takes nothing off of you just to hit that subscribe button. All right, folks, we are back here in Lake City, Florida, getting out today for some throttle therapy. We are on the 2019 Honda Goldwing Ruby. And I'm going to bring you a little video here. This is a beautiful morning here in Lake City, Florida, with a little breeze in the ear. And yeah, that's the fear. But yeah, guys, let's get on with this video here, man. I got a couple of cameras here that I'm experimenting with. Of course, I got my Insta360 there that I usually get most of my footage from. And I got two GoPros running, just to make sure that I get some adequate footage as I'm doing this video. Probably won't be able to get out this week and do any more. Just came from the track yesterday, guys, my first track day at 90-something degrees, and was unable to get any footage because of the cameras shutting down because of the heat. But anyway, folks, let's get on with it. Different video there. So we start a U-turn out here. And some braking as we get acclimated here to the controls. But yeah, guys, as you see from the title there, man, I'm back from Tennessee, here in Florida. Had a great time out with S.S Goldwing and Dave. And as you can see from the title there, guys, bike drop. Not mic drop, guys, bike drop. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, man, but this ride was done a week after Labor Day. This is 2024, and we was out on 9/11. Now, I didn't take the opportunity in my last video, I think Bart did on his, to acknowledge 9/11 back in, I think, 2001. Of that tragic event with the Twin Towers and our country being invaded by a bunch of idiots. But anyway, let's get on with it. So I want to acknowledge first and foremost, Lauren and I are from the New York area. I was raised there. She was born there. I'm from the Caribbean originally. And it was a tragic event, so a special shout out for of course, for the first responders and the family and so forth that have lost loved ones and was impacted by that tragic event. And Bart did bring it to my attention as we started our ride that it is 9/11, so it's kind of an eerie feeling about it. So yeah, special acknowledgement to the 9/11 event. I don't believe much in superstition, but it did make me feel a little bit more cautious as I was doing those rides, but not cautious enough to not do one of the things that is one of the most embarrassing things that I've done in my motorcycle riding career. We're going to talk about it, folks. Now, S.S Goldwing has put a video out, guys, that you must see. And it's covering, well, not only that event. The wife did encourage him, as I did, to blow me up in that video for dropping his motorcycle. But, guys, got to be fascinated with this guy, man. Oh, yeah. Throttle therapy, guys. Yep. All right. Let's obey the speed limit here a little. But yeah, fascinated with that guy, S.S Goldwing, man. This guy has been awesome in his journey in riding motorcycles. I first watched the video with this guy probably 4 months into riding, now we're both students of Robert Simmonsby, the boss of your motorcycles, the slow speed, advanced safety courses. And I watched this guy in a video 4 months into riding, man, being able to control his motorcycle in a way that folks that's been riding for 20, 30, and 40 years wasn't. He was, of course, better than I was, as he got almost a year into riding. I had the opportunity to meet up with S.S Goldwing at one of the practice sessions, and we became friends. He's done a video, guys, that I'd like you guys to go check out, and it covers basically the day of us riding through the Tennessee mountains, Klingsman Dome, Foothills Parkway, and of course the Tale of the Dragon. the day that this incident occurred that we're going to be getting to in a little while. But guys, watching his video, man, we both encourage folks as we decide to do this as an annual ride. A week after Labor Day, every year. Like I said, this is 2024. Going to be reaching out to some of the folks in that area. There's one or two people that have reached out to me to tell me, hey, or to say to me, hey, when you're in the area, just look us up, man. So, you know, maybe we can get together. Now, Bart is pretty well versed in this area. But yeah, encouraging you folks, man, to check out his video. Most importantly, guys, we have had an awesome day of riding and some fellowship. Ended the day with a nice dinner. Steakhouse, I forgot the name of it. I'm going to put it up here and in the picture. Awesome place to eat if you're in that Gatlinburg, Tennessee area. Bike drop. Well, why we're going to get to this here, and I'm giving my side of the story. For real, folks, the thing about it on this channel, man, is it's all about learning. I'm still consider myself to be somewhat of a rookie rider. And we're going to cover some of the things, the do's and the don'ts, as we talk about this incident. Now, we had completed Klingman's Dome. We have gone over to the Deals Gap. We were riding over from North Carolina to Tennessee. We had completed a ride of the Tale of the Dragon. I've done a video. My last video was actually mostly about the ride. And at the end of the ride, guys, I was encouraged or given an opportunity to ride the S.S Goldwing GL 1500. Now, how often are you going to get that opportunity, guys? This is the 2019. This is the first Honda Goldwing that I ever rode. And since I started riding this motorcycle, guys, I've been researching Goldwings to realize that that is an iconic motorcycle from 19, I think it was 75 when it came out. And I was fascinated to have this opportunity to ride this 1500. Still looking forward for an opportunity to ride the Generation 5, but couldn't resist. So we had the end of the Tale of the Dragon. Bart made the offer, and I couldn't wait. Mistake number one. You know, the wife said to me, do not ride other people's motorcycles. Now, she's the brains and the beauty behind this operation here that we call Rich the Return Rider. But you know, I was that kid that was kind of rebellious and didn't listen. And that kid that didn't listen turned into a man that don't listen. Don't ride other people's motorcycles. First thing is, yeah, that was number one. The next one is, where did you choose to ride this motorcycle? Instead of a parking lot somewhere, you're riding it at the end of the Tale of the Dragon. Well, that wasn't the danger, guys. Now, I do these rides here through this area here. It can be a little sunny in these corners here. And why I start my videos out, guys, with a U-turn and a little bit of braking is to get acclimated to the controls. And I'm saying that because it's relevant to this story. When I'm turning in the cul-de-sac and I'm doing my figure 8 or my U-turn, it is a sandy area. And I know you should not do certain maneuvers in sandy areas and dirt and gravel and so forth. But guys, if you avoid that stuff while you're practicing and you encounter it out on the streets, how are you going to deal with it? Now, I'm not going to say, hey, deliberately ride through sand and so forth. But in saying that, that was the next mistake that I made. As I took this ride, going out of the tail of the end of the Tale of the Dragon, I wanted to make a U-turn. Now, I was finding limited spaces and places to make this U-turn. So I saw a wide enough area to make the U-turn with the S.S Goldwing and decide, okay, I'll make the U-turn here. Now, as I approached that turn, I realized, or that to set up for that U-turn, I realized, man, I had quite a bit of gravel here. So, of course, now the training that I have received, you know, folks are always going to say, when you do these things, you guys become overconfident, and to some degree there. I'm not going to say I was overconfident because I was a little nervous about making a turn, which might have been the first mistake. I turned the motorcycle and I tried to keep the motorcycle upright, but what I didn't pay attention to, guys, is something that we often hear yell out to us.
Reload!
Robert Simmons.
Reload!
Preload and keep it loaded.
Keep it loaded!
To me, the most important part there, guys, was the keeping it loaded part that I didn't do. Guys, we're riding the back roads of Lake City here. Just out to enjoy some riding without traffic. Keep it loaded. Now, I got to tell you, when I started making that turn, it wasn't that the bike was leaning much. It's that when I got to the turn and I was looking for traffic, I stalled the bike. Didn't give it enough throttle and keep the throttle up and stay in the friction zone. That's the other thing, folks. So when I'm doing my U-turns and stuff like that, guys, I'm listening to the motor. I'm trying to stay in the friction zone, keeping power going to the rear wheel, and which I didn't on this event, and the bike stalled. Handlebars were also turned. A no-no, folks. Don't ever stop with the motorcycle with the handlebars turned till you come to a stop. So that's the mistakes there, guys. First of all, I was dumb enough to make the turn in the gravel instead of going further up ahead and looking for a road where there wasn't gravel. But the worst part of that, guys, was in trying to catch the motorcycle. See, some more sand here, guys, just being a little careful with it. So yeah, folks, we turned the steering wheel there as we brought the motorcycle to a stop. And the old S.S Goldwing shut off. I put my foot down and lost traction in the gravel, and there she goes. Bike drop. Now, the embarrassing part about this wasn't just the bike drop. Trying to pick the motorcycle up with footing in the gravel made my feet continue to slip. And at one point when I got the bike up, because of the angle of the terrain I was on, I couldn't get the stand down. So the bike went back over. Now the S.S Goldwing got plenty of protection on it, like most of the generations of Honda Goldwings, except for the generation 6 that I'm on. So as I'm trying to pick the bike up in the gravel, I'm looking at the corners of the S.S Goldwing and I could see the protection bars fold around it, and I'm asking myself, did I just damage this motorcycle?
Did I do that?
As I'm looking at those crash bars, so that became a concern. Made me a little nervous at that point. But guys, as I'm struggling to pick the motorcycle up, there's folks driving by. Folks are always going to help you, man, if your motorcycle go over. Especially in the Tale of the Dragon, it's almost expected that somebody's gonna do something there where they have some kind of incident. Now, thank God my incident wasn't on the Tale of the Dragon. But the embarrassing thing is dropping a motorcycle. This guy's motorcycle. I've been at practices with S.S Goldwing and never saw him drop his own bike. Yeah, a little embarrassing, guys, that I seem to be the one to drop the motorcycle that I've never seen, even in a practice session. Hey, guys, go check out the video that I did called The Battle of the Goldwings. It was an awesome experience with me, Bart, a guy named D. D actually called me out on one of these practice sessions and, of course, demolished me with all the skills and so forth that he had. But it was fun, guys, because what it encourages me to do is to practice more. Now, I remember as we were doing Robert Simmons Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle ride, his annual anniversary ride. I forgot which one it was, but he invited a gentleman, Paul Harper, that also have a YouTube channel. He's a motor officer. I think it's Central Texas, Pro Rider Central Texas. He invited him out to ride his motorcycle, his Harley Davidson Road King, and I saw the guy in the parking lot doing all these maneuvers and so forth and braking and all the techniques. Before he took that ride, what he did is he practiced with the motorcycle. He has also encouraged me, before I do my ride, to do a couple of U-turns, a little bit of braking, feel the motorcycle, feel the friction zone, get used to the motorcycle before you get on the streets and start the ride. Now, I now ride 3 different motorcycles, guys, And all the motorcycles feel different, so I do that, guys, again, as a practice before I start to ride. And that would have been the appropriate thing to do if I was going to test ride this man's motorcycle. Get in the parking lot, no traffic around, get acclimated to the friction zone, the motorcycle, the handling, the RPMs, everything about it, before I took this motorcycle out on the road. That would have been the first thing to do. Well, the first thing to do, according to the wife, was not to ride that man's motorcycle. Don't ride anyone's motorcycle. You want to test ride a motorcycle, you go to a dealership. Folks, go check that video out, man. Comment on what you think went wrong there on the drop, on the bike drop of the S.S Goldwing. Bike felt great, man, but it also was heavy as hell. I don't know if it's the gravel or if the bike is just heavier than the generation one. But yeah, getting that motorcycle up, guys, was a challenge. Like I said, thank God to the helping hands of the folks that's passing by and acknowledge, hey, biker in distress. But yeah, folks, tell me what you think, man. Leave some comments in the comment section. Go check out the S.S Goldwing. Thanks to Dave for coming out. So anyway, that's my video, guys, as we get out here. We cruise the back road here for some throttle therapy on Ruby, the 2019 Honda Goldwing. I think I learned my lesson. So if you guys are thinking about coming out and riding, you don't have to worry about me requesting to ride any of your motorcycles. Don't worry, that's off the table. I'm going to start listening to the wife, of course. You guys know better than that. But yeah, so like I always say in my videos, guys, I don't care what you ride. Add some protection to your motorcycles. If nothing else, get in the parking lot and practice emergency braking and swerving. The experts claim that's the one tool that we need to have in our toolbox to help keep us safe out there on the streets. Do the advanced safety classes. Do the cone courses. Build your confidence, but don't be overconfident. And it's better that you drop your bike on the cone course or on the parking lot than to crash them out there in gravel. I mean, on the streets. Rich, the return rider, out on Ruby, the 2019 Honda Goldwing, and I am out.